Final three's underway. Rinaldi got caught out by the gate. William Hoare, though, is out in front, and it looks like all the leaders have been able to get through pretty cleanly through the opening obstacles. Hoare is out in front, though, and it looks like Cabakeev once again with a strong start. Cabakeev in that 23 really has been able to make the best starts tonight for pretty much everyone apart from Will Hoare. Hoare's led every lap so far tonight, and he looks like he's about to lead lap 1 here of final 3 from Cabakeev, and Tim Apol is up in third. Apol will know that the only way he can keep his championship hopes alive is to pick up the victory here in final 3. He needs to close that gap on William Hoare. Hoare comes through that finish jump. The gap's just under 2 seconds between himself and Cabakeev. We've seen it from William Hoare. Once he's out in front tonight, he has been able to just extend that lead. Hoare doesn't do anything special on the bike. He just avoids making mistakes, and that's the key thing in this junior class. If you can avoid making that big mistake in each of these 6-minute motos, you're going to make sure that you're in contention every night, and that's exactly what Hoare has done through the course of the opening 11 races of the year. And that's why he's picked up 8 victories. A little bit of a bobble coming out of the rock pit there for Hoare, but he's got that lead over Cabakeev that he's still able to get through there pretty cleanly out in front. Comes through to the end of the matrix, finishes the second lap here. Let's see what the lead is between himself and Cabakeev. He actually extended that lead slightly over Cabakeev. Tim Apol still up there in third spot. Zigovic's up in fourth spot. The home rider, Dominic Alzawi, in the top 5 as well. Like David Cyprian has been a front runner all the way through the season. He's down in 8th position on number 62, just behind Adrian Yakon, who finished in the top 3 in final 2. You can see out in front, William Hoare just keeps extending that lead. Hoare on this lap, he's already pulled out another 1.5 seconds on Cabakeev. Cabakeev we saw start to fade in the second half of the opening race of the night, but the Bulgarian rider certainly has been able to show that he's got a lot of potential once again here tonight. Of course, for Cabakeev, he was on the podium in one of the finals in Madrid in the top 3. And really, as the season's progressed, he's been able to make big steps forward on that number 23 machine. Tim Apol, the overall victor in Riesa, he's down in 3rd spot. 2nd in the World Championship as it stands right now. But William Hoare has that one hand on the championship. And Hoare is out in front. He's got a little bit of traffic in front of him through the matrix. You can see just a flash of William Hoare. He's just come through the traffic. You can see one of the riders got stuck in the matrix. Hoare was able to make it through without losing any time behind that back marker. Same for Cabakeev, but Cabakeev, that gap now 6.5 seconds between himself and William Hoare. Tim Apol up in 3rd spot, and Apol knows that he needs to make sure he can close that gap and get through on Cabakeev in the second half of this race. But as it stands right now, William Hoare has his title destiny in his hands, and that's all that you can ever ask for whenever you're racing. That's all you can ask for when you're out in front. You know exactly what you have to do, and William Hoare is going out and doing that out in front as we move into the second half of final 3 here for the junior class. See Cabakeev coming through the matrix, gets himself stuck. Tim Apol's going to have an opportunity to try and get through here as they come across the finish line jump. Is Tim Apol going to get down the inside? Not quite. Cabakeev able to hold them off through this opening section now. Tim Apol trying to take that high berm, give himself some momentum down in towards the log turn. But good defensive riding there from Cabakeev. Cabakeev doing everything he can to make sure that he just stays out in front here. But Tim Apol with that inside line through the rock section, looks like he's made up a lot of time and made up a position here as well. But Cabakeev trying to answer back. What are they going to do into the sandpit? Both of them trying to take that outside line. Dominic Alzawi in 4th position. He's able to smell that chance to run inside the top 3 as well, though, trying to get down the inside into the tyres. Alzawi not quite close enough for that. Tim Apol, though, up in 2nd position now for the man 2nd in the World Championship. Cabakeev with a mistake, though. That's opened the door for Alzawi. Alzawi's through into 3rd position now, and Cabakeev, just like what we saw earlier in tonight's races, just fading as we come in towards that second half of the race. The gap at the front of the field, though, just over 11 seconds between Hoare and Tim Apol. Hoare very much on course for that World Championship with 1.5 minutes plus a lap remaining for the number 80 rider. This is Tim Apol, the overall victor in Germany. It looked after that German round that he really was going to give Hoare a firm title challenge. But Tim Apol, since then, he was sick, actually, since the Madrid round. Hasn't been able to train as hard as he would have liked. And that might just be costing him a little bit of performance here in Budapest. Whether or not he would have been able to have any answers for William Hoare would remain to be seen, but Hoare really has been a class amongst himself in the junior class this year and here in Hungary as well. Hoare on course for his third victory of the night and his first World Championship. You can see here with Tim Pole up in second spot. And last time around, Tim Pole did pull back nearly 3 seconds on the race leader, William Hoare. Hoare's got plenty of traffic that he's had to come through over the course of the last few laps. And that's Hoare just coming down through to start another lap. We've got 40 seconds plus a lap remaining. So Hoare will know he's probably got 2.5 laps remaining in this race. Just coming through that rock section now for William Hoare. And the gap between Hoare and Tim Pole, it's down to 8 seconds now. So Tim Pole continuing to just close down that gap, but it is still comfortable for William Hoare. You can see he's got a bit of a gap in front of him now, having come through that lap traffic. Hoare now through the matrix. Comes across the line with 7 seconds left, so he's got 2 laps left in this race. 2 laps between himself and that Junior World Championship. Tim Pole up in second spot, just about to come through now to finish his lap. Let's see what the gap is as he comes across the line. It's 9.5 seconds now between Hoare and Tim Pole. So William Hoare very much comfortable out in front, like we've seen in each of the finals here in Budapest. Hoare with a bit of traffic in front of him. It looks good. Zigovets, the home rider, running up in that top 7 spot as well. So Zigovets really has had a decent round as well on that number 33 machine over Jauza up there in front of Zigovets as well. Zigovets actually down in 10th spot, Jauza in 9th as Hoare starts the final lap, and this could be the final lap of the night for William Hoare, but it's going to be the longest lap of his life as well. On the verge of claiming that World Championship, William Hoare, he's got plenty of traffic in front of him. It looks like David Cyprian is the next rider in front of him. Cyprian's running in 8th position. Hoare takes a different line to everyone else, taking that inside line through the rock section. Nice and steady for Hoare as he comes down in towards the sand section. Taking the wide line, making sure that he's able to pick his way through the rocks. Over the tyre now, down in towards the matrix. This caught him out earlier, but nothing's really caught out William Hoare over the course of the 2019 season. A little bit of a bobble through the matrix, but now through the matrix safely, comes across the finish line jump and claims the 2019 Junior World Championship for William Hoare. And the British rider has been absolutely dominant in the course of this season with another victory here. That's his 9th final victory of the season, and he's claimed the podium in all 12 motos this season. He really has been consistent, dominant, the man to beat, and thoroughly deserves his first World Championship. We saw Kevin Gallas dominate the Junior World Championship last year. This year it's been William Hoare's turn, and Hoare able to claim the Junior World Championship here on his Husqvarna, and really has been impressive from Hoare. He said coming into this weekend that one of the key things for him was he's got the experience of having raced in the junior class for the last few years. He just needed to make sure that he put that experience to use, didn't make big mistakes, and just was able to run mistake-free through the course of the season. And that is exactly what he's done, and that's how he's been able to pick up so many race victories for William Hoare. 9th victory of the season, a 12th podium of the season, but the 2019 Super Enduro Junior World Champion is William Hoare. Hoare gets sprayed down in Park Ferme there. See Tom Sager, he works as one of the track inspectors here in Super Enduro, but also he works as a rider coach for William Hoare. He's been able to take him under his wing, and really Hoare has been able to take those lessons to heart and make a huge step forward in 2019. He's got that consistency, and he's been able to make it to great use in the 2019 season. And Hoare claiming that World Championship was never really in doubt for Hoare as well here in Budapest. But once again for William Hoare, this really has just been another indication of just how strong a season his has been. Just never in doubt for him all the way through the course of the 2019 season. He's been the man to beat. Picked up the triple victory in Poland, and he used that as the foundation for his championship success. He's picked up the overall victory in 3 out of 4 rounds so far. He'll go to Bilbao on April 6th, able to just enjoy himself at the final round of the 2019 Super Enduro World Championship. But this victory from Dominic Alzawi, who was able to actually pip Tim Pole on that final lap. And Alzawi with another podium finish for him in final 3 here, and for Alzawi, it's been a really strong season, but this man, William Hoare, claims the win.
A massive congratulations. You avoided making any mistakes. You came here, 9th race win, but more importantly, you're the 2019 Junior World Champion. Just tell us how you're feeling right now.
Yeah, I'm super happy that I've won it. I'm over the moon. Probably sinking later when we get back to the hotel. It'll probably feel a little different then, but yeah, I just had another perfect night, really. I managed to win every race, and yeah, I'm super happy.
And just tell us, how long was that last lap for you? When you knew the title was in sight, I guess you were pretty nervous, weren't you?
Oh yeah, in the Matrix, I messed it up a little bit with another rider there, so I was like, yeah, don't crash. Just managed to get through, so it was very nerve-wracking sort of thing. Trying to get to the finish like clean, but we got there.
Huge congratulations, William. Well deserved. Congratulations.
Yeah, it might have been nerve-wracking for William Hoare on that last lap, but for Hoare, he's been mistake-free all the way through this season, and he receives that red plate for the championship leader, championship world champion as well here for William Hoare, claiming that first junior world championship of his career. And Hoare really has made that giant step forward in the 2019 season, and that's why he's been so dominant here in Super Enduro. And it'll be interesting to see how the future fares for him. Of course, we've got Blake Goodside coming up in the prestige class, and Kevin Gallis, the last 2 junior world champions. And William Hoare just as dominant as either of them have been in their title victories as well. You can see here claiming the overall victory again with that perfect night once again for Hoare. Timo Pol and Enrico Rinaldi, 2nd and 3rd on the podium for the overall here in Budapest. And for William Hoare, another opportunity to claim that overall victory, 3rd overall victory of the season for him. And once again, we saw him lead every lap here in Budapest. The number 80 was able to make a clean start in final 3, took the inside line and managed to hold on to that lead all the way through, and that's why he's been able to claim that world championship. And William Hoare from Timo Pol. David Cyprian still up there in 3rd position in the championship. Cyprian 16 points clear of Leon Henschel, so Henschel still very much with a chance of moving through into 3rd in the championship at the final round in Bilbao on April 6th. But tonight it's all about William Hoare claiming that championship. And for William Hoare, the latest British rider to claim a world championship in the Super Enduro paddock. Of course, we saw David Knight claim the 2nd ever Super Enduro Championship, but William Hoare here, the 2019 Junior World Champion, heads on to the top step of the podium, just in front of Timo Pol and Enrico Rinaldi as well. And the overall victory here for William Hoare. And of course, that all-important Junior World Championship. You could hear down in Parc Ferme how relaxed Hoare was after that race. The pressure was on coming into Budapest. He wanted to make sure that he was able to wrap up this championship as quickly as possible. Claims the World Championship, the Scott Best Lap Award, and the overall victory here in Hungary for round 4 of the 2019 championship. Enrico Rinaldi with a really strong performance for the Italian rider to claim 3rd overall here. And Rinaldi, over the course of this season, we've seen him make just step-by-step improvements. He came through the last chance qualifying race to then set the 2nd fastest time in qualifying, and now standing on the overall podium as well, just behind Timo Pol. You can see a big smile for Tim on that podium as well. He's been pretty sick over the course of the last few weeks, and now he has that opportunity to finish 2nd. It looks like he wanted to trade 2nd for 3rd there. Rinaldi wondering exactly why that was, but for Timo Pol, 2nd overall here in Hungary and 2nd in the World Championship as well, as it stands going into the final round of the year. But William Hoare claiming the overall victory here in Budapest, round 4 of the 2019 season, and it goes to William Hoare, and he also claims the 2019 Super Enduro Junior World Championship.